Hey, mi familia, what's going on? I want to do a little quick, how do you say, episode on the Enduro Sendero. Yeah, I wanted, because I haven't seen a video on how they do the gears and all that. I know it's pretty simple, but I just want to show you guys how simple it is. So, check it out. Stay tuned. Alright, mi familia, so let's dive right into it. If I forgot to mention it, this is the Element. Okay, first came out over at PROLINE by the fire, and they are made by TEAMASSOCIATEDS. So, that being said, I just want to make, before I start doing this, a little shout out to Element, TEAMASSOCIATEDS, that if you look in their little booklet here, it is so well described. You cannot go wrong with this, but you have to make sure you have to read. Okay? Vehicle front. Over here is vehicle rear. Both says on the bottom. Okay? So with that being said, and I just want to go through this little, I mean, it's just so detailed. I mean, it's really, I mean, oh, and this is a plus. It's got a little index kind of thing, if I'm saying that correctly. I mean, wow, I've never seen that in any other booklets. I mean, I build kits, and I've never seen this. It's just really nice. I mean, and they go by gates. Well played. So, yeah, kudos to you guys. Element, TEAMASSOCIATEDS, thank you for that. That was awesome. And it also comes with some various detailed stickers, and I like this one. They implemented SPG and then Harley Designs. Nice. Stickers of license plates, covers, or and license, where's it at? License plates. Why just Washington? I'm not sure. If you guys know, please comment on there and let me know. That would be awesome. So, let's get into it. You're gonna want to have, I use MIPs, so you're gonna want to have a 1.5 hex driver, and you're gonna want to have a 2.0 hex driver, and they're both millimeters, MMs. Okay. I use a DeWalt gyro because I'm cool like that. I'm good. And then I bring in my little manual driver, and I'll just put a little 1/4 or 1/16 turn on it just to make it a little snug. So, first what I'm going to do is take off the body and watch out for the light wires, because they'll grab on the stuff, and put it over here. Okay? And then you're going to want to unplug your motor wires to your ESC, and don't just grab it and yank it, because man, I did that before and then open a whole new can of worms, because they're pretty tough. When they're new, they're pretty tough. So you separate that. Then you're going to want to take your hex driver and you want to take out the set screw for your drive shaft. Okay, and make sure, I use a magnet tray, but right now my magnet tray is being occupied. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to, I want to pick up another one. So that's the front drive shaft, and then you undo the rear drive shaft, take out the other set screw, set it aside, and then you're gonna want to just separate by pulling it out easily. So it behooves you to take off, so that way you don't lose all those parts. Okay, so there, we took off the rear. See? Easy. It just slides right out. So next, you're going to want to take out your transmission mounting screws underneath the chassis. Okay? Back over, and you can remove it. Okay? So now Team Associated, or I say Element, has given you an extra parts bag. I put it in a little Ziploc bag because I didn't want to lose it. I already had changed out the gears, but I wanted to do this video so you guys can see. And on the gears, it'll say, this one says 2753, which means this small gear is 27 and this big gear is 53. So that's when you got like a 6% of overdrive to the front. So now you're going to want to remove your transmission screws. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just wiggle it, pull up and wiggle it, and voila. You might have a bearing or two inside here still, but that's okay. So what you're going to do is pull out the center. I mean, you can either do it either way, but being that the fact that I already changed out the gears, and usually this gear is bigger, and if you pull out this bottom gear, is going to yank on this gear, so it's all going to be all bad. So I'll just wiggle this, wiggle it, and then just take it out. Okay, say that this is the spur gear facing to the rear, right here with my middle finger, and I pulled this out. You're going to change out this second gear from your finger. This is the one I already changed out with the parts that came in the bag. Okay, and this one will say 20, I believe 2654 more wheel speed in the front. Okay, so then you pull that aside. You're going to want to take out your big gears. Same thing towards the spur gear. You're going to want to change this out. Now this just pulls apart, so very gently, and then you're going to want to take out, these are 1.5 screws. Since I already changed it, I will not be taking it out. So you take out these 4 screws, and it's easy peasy. You switch it out and bolt up this new one. So once you're done with that, you make sure it goes back in very easy and it's smooth. Now, when I opened up, my transmission had no grease whatsoever. So now, I already lubed, you're going to lube up a little bit of grease on your thing. I already lubed up mine. You're going to wiggle it back in. You're going to take your smaller gears. With the smaller gear, you're going to put that in first. And this little dry fit, make sure it's all, there we go. So now, you're going to take your cover, transmission cover, the case that you split in half, and very carefully, and then it's going to probably be, you're going to want to wiggle it back on. Easy peasy, okay? Take your 4 screws, or 5 I should say, long bolts for your transmission case. Put them back together. See that? You see how it twisted out of my hand? See? So that's how I do it. And it never fails. It always works. I never strip anything out. You have your occasional bolts that's already been stripped from the factory. That can't be helped. Usually I just try to put in a new bolt. If it grabs, or I remount the hole a little bigger, and then that makes just a slightly bigger, and then it'll work. So, with your spare gear facing to the rear, line up your bolt holes first. Small beveled head screws, see it? Small beveled head screws go next to the chassis rail. You do not want to mix them up. Trust me, you'll just be all bad. Now this one, I don't even put it in, I just snug it. Why? Because then I want to do it hand tight. This is a transmission mounting to the skid plate. I don't want to mess that up. I did that one time, and guess what? I had to order a whole new skid plate, and that is my XCS 10.2, my Jeep 2012 Jeep Wrangler CRC. So then I take my manual driver, bam, and I just sort of gently snug it. And you can feel it. You do everything by feel. I do a lot of things by feel and hearing. That's what she said. Alright, anywho. So now that that is done, start with your drive shafts first. Now, your longest drive shaft is going to go to the rear. Okay? The short one, because you can tell. See the difference? Okay. Short one goes to the front, long one goes to the rear. So you take your drive shaft and you slide it back in. You don't force it. Just turn it until it slides into the slot. And then you find your little hole. And you just slide it back onto. Oh, go forward, turn. You can roll your truck back and forth to find that little slot hole next. Then you take your set screw. A lot of my stuff's magnetic, so that's why I can just stick it on there. Find the slot first. Here it goes in. Bam. Do the same thing to the rear. Okay. There it is there. Might have to turn it a little bit to line it up. Find a little slot. There it is there. And if you can't see the slot, use a flashlight. You can see it through the hole. Bam, easy peasy. Take my manual driver. Snug. Roll it forward and snug. And there you go. It's all together. And plug in your vacuum motor wires, black to black and red to red. So easy when stuff is color coded, numbered, or whatever route you go. Alright? So there you have extra parts that comes with extra servo horns, extra ball detents, or ball detents. Link end detents I'm going to want to call it. If it's something else called, then you guys can let me know in the comments. And then you save your extra gears and put it in a Ziploc bag. It also comes with the extra body post if you want to put like a SUV style body. Then you have an extra battery tray, which for bigger type batteries. I'm going to run the shorty pack just for that weight, being weight conscious a little bit on this rig. Seems to be very capable. And it's really quiet. Now I'll do some running videos here soon It might take me a minute, but I'll do some running videos and you'll hear and see what it drives like. Alright, so there you have it, mi familia. The Element Enduro Sendero. I always want to say Sendero for some odd reason. You gotta forgive me, Element Team Associated. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. If you want to see some other vids, or you want to see some other information, or see me fix something else, let me know. Let me know in the comments what I did wrong, what you think could be changed, or if I said different parts, different names. 11 Bravo, baby. Brain injury in Iraq. Sorry, mi familia. So, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. If you liked the video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that way you can see future vids on future builds. And thanks for tuning in. Take y'all later. Bye-bye. Peace.